Yes, he is. He's an on-time God. Yes, he is. Welcome. I'm Dr. James Michael Crusoe, the minister of the Arlington Road Church of Christ. You are receiving this short welcome video because either you visited our church or we prayed for you, or perhaps you were participating in our community outreach program. We just want to give you just a very short welcome again to come and worship with us. I'm in a series right now called I'm Saved and Sanctified, and I'm so glad. When it comes to salvation, individuals are under one or three categories. There are some people who are curious about salvation. They're searching. They go from place to place. They study the Bible. They're open to hearing what Scripture says about being saved. The Ethiopian eunuch in Acts 8 was a person like that. He had left Ethiopia, went to Jerusalem, which was thousands of miles away from his home. Then he was returning back home. So he'd been to worship, he'd been to church, reading his Bible, but he was curious about what he was reading. Philip the evangelist got in the chariot, studied with him, and he obeyed the gospel. His curiosity was now a thing of the past. Then there are individuals who are confused, good people, conscientious people, good-hearted people, but simply confused. And people can be confused for a number of reasons. Sometimes they're confused because they've heard so much garbage. They've heard so much dialogue. They've been distracted. In the 19th chapter of the book of Acts, there were certain disciples who had been baptized under the baptism of John. The Apostle Paul came in and questioned their baptism. And as we go through this holiday season, that's what I'm really asking you to do, to question your baptism, to question your salvation, not because you're a bad person, but because of the confusion that exists religiously today. Paul asked the question, they responded. Paul understood that they were confused. And notice, these people didn't argue. They didn't fuss. They were just thankful to hear the truth. And after hearing about Christ, they were baptized. And then there are folk who are confident, maybe we can say comfortable about salvation. And the reason they are confident and comfortable is because they can go to Scripture and they can see, they can find that they did the same thing that other Christians did. They didn't tell an experience. They didn't have hands laid on them. They wasn't sprinkled. No water was poured on them. They didn't have to say a sinner's prayer. No, they did what other folk did. They heard the gospel. They believed it. They repented. They confessed. And then they were baptized. And when you do it the Bible way, when you do it the right way, when you do it God's way, you can be confident about your salvation. The word salvation means to be rescued. It means to be delivered. And if truth would be told, because of the religious confusion today, my own truth, my own way, what's right to me, we need to be delivered. I'm hoping you'll come visit with us this coming Sunday. I'm preaching from 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 1 through 3. And I'm still in this series. I'm saved, I'm sanctified, and I'm so glad. Will you join me on this Sunday? May God bless you. May bless you real good. And happy holidays from the Arlington Road Church of Christ.